Rev up your engines! Here's the new 2022 Honda CRV. Now, yeah, the Rav4 is #1, but this is #2. The last 8 years, they've sold over 300,000 of these every year in the United States. They're popular vehicles. I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to give you a bunch of choices so you can decide whether to buy one or not, and if you do buy one, which one should you buy? Now, these things were originally made in the 90s. They're kind of ugly then. They're sharp-looking cars now. But you have an awful lot of choices, and they've done a lot of stuff over. Now, he drove it over here. He got better than the rated gas mileage. He got 40 miles a gallon, and considering it's a relatively up-in-the-air SUV, we'll look under the hood. We see a 4-cylinder engine. This is the conventional engine. As you can see here, it is a 1.5 liter, and it's turbocharged. Hybrid comes with a 2-liter. I know, I'm not the biggest fan of a small engine with a turbo, but on the other hand, it's a Honda. They've been making engines for a long time. They're really the #1 manufacturer of internal combustion engines in the world. They've been working on turbos for quite some time. As long as you use that GF6 oil that's made for this engine, these have not had any oil dilution problems that the earlier ones had. As it tells you here, 0W20. Just use the GF6 oil, that's 0W20. Doesn't matter which brand, as long as you buy a quality brand, that is a standard GF6. I've got customers with them, they aren't having any problems with them. Now, a lot of people will say, well, should I get this or should I get the hybrid? Well, the hybrid version of this on the highway only gets 1 mile a gallon better than this. You can pay a lot of extra money, and you're going to have a lot of extra technology that's going to break if you keep your cars 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 miles. But on the other hand, if you drive a lot in the city, stop and go, the hybrid regenerates electricity. It's more efficient. You'll get anywhere from 15 to 18 miles a gallon better with the hybrid. So let's say you're an Uber driver in town or something, you're much better off buying a hybrid. But if you're a normal driver, you're probably better off getting a non-hybrid, less technology, still gets phenomenal gas mileage for an SUV. Honda wheels, but it's an upgrade. He didn't like the original flowery design. I kind of agree with him. I think the white and the black really pop off of each other. And he got white because he lives in Tennessee. It reflects a lot of the heat. Strangely enough, he works for the Navy in Tennessee, so you figure that one out. There's also a naval base in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but the military-industrial complex works in strange ways. This is front-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive. Most people don't need all-wheel drive. You really don't need in Tennessee. It doesn't snow much here at all. Maybe a little, but front wheel with snow tires will work perfectly fine. My mother drove around in Buffalo with the Toyota Corolla with no snow tires on it in the winter, and they never got stuck. There are plows out there that do plow things, you know? You don't need all-wheel drive. If you want it, you can get it. It's your money. You're going to get worse gas mileage. You're going to pay more for the car. Maintenance is going to be a little more heavy. So if you don't want that, don't waste your money. Look inside. He got cloth seats. You know why? He told me he doesn't want to burn his butt while he's wearing shorts. And that is a smart move. Plus, I've seen these with 500,000 miles on them. Seats still looked okay. Who cares? They don't look bad at all, especially these black ones. They look nice. There's a lot of space. That's what these things are about. They really are utility vehicles. You got the usual nice space here. You can hide crap so people can't see it. Then you just move the seats forward and you carry all kinds of crap around. I got a customer down the street has one. He puts a kayak in it. Sure, it sticks out a little, but the bungee cords hold it in. You can carry a lot of stuff with these. They have not shirked and shrunk them inside so they don't have the space. They still have a lot of space inside. And as we sit down and shut the door, come on, it's a Honda. You know it's going to start up. And they've made their screens much better than they used to be. You can see it's got a pretty large backup camera, gives you a good view. The usual controls on the steering column so you don't crash. And it's got something I really like. You got the tachometer you can see at the top, and you got the speedometer right there. You're looking at it like in a conventional car. You're not like in a Tesla, looking over to a giant screen that takes your eye off the road. You're right here. It's got a sunroof. If you live in a cold climate in the summer, that's fun. This has got nice faux wood. It's not wood, but it looks like wood. It's nicely appointed. And of course, the more gas mileage you want to get, you can push it there. Then you see, you're in economy mode. Economy off, economy on. I'm not really a fan, but it also has a brake hold on it, USB ports that people want these days. It's adjustable. You can put it where you want. You can easily get the stuff. It's a Honda, so it's got killer AC. Let's take it for a spin. It's got a decent built-in GPS. And yes, as you're driving, what do you notice? It's nice and high up in the air. Yet, it doesn't feel too boxy like it's gonna flip over. Now you might wonder, how does it get such great gas mileage? Well, it's only a 1.5 liter engine. And turbos do ram more air in the engine. But a lot of it has to do with the transmission. Because it's not a conventional transmission. It is a CVT transmission. But it is designed and built by Honda. And they do a pretty good job with them. The handling is fine for a little SUV. The brakes are perfect. ABS system works fine. Got a few rattling bottles in here. Drinking water on the trip because it's hot today, but other than that, it's a very quiet vehicle. Now, he told me that he's never ever floored it, but he gave me permission, so since he's a major, yes sir, I'll floor it. We're going around the bend and it handles quite well. So here we go. We stopped and now we're gonna floor it. And you can tell it's a CVT. Now it's picking up. And it's got decent acceleration. There's no arguing that because it's got a turbocharger in it. Now you notice it's not shifted up and down because it's a CVT. It doesn't really shift at all. But as you can see, even though I'm driving like a maniac, it's making his average gas mileage go down. It was at 40 and now it's gone down to 39.8. Now he drives in an eco mode, so push the eco mode button. Now it's in eco mode. Now we'll see what happens. It really didn't take that much acceleration away. With that extra lift, being an SUV somewhat higher up in the air, hey, you feel secure in this thing. You don't have to worry that you're gonna get stuck in some little rut or that, you know, it snows too much and the snow's too deep. Realize that the super high gas mileage ones, you live in a snowy area, you gotta think about that. Because my son just bought one of those new Toyota Sienna hybrid vans, right? And it gets phenomenal gas mileage, but it's really low to the ground. And if it did snow a lot, he wouldn't be able to drive because it would turn into a little snow plow. The front of the car would be plowing snow the whole time. If you live in areas like that, you really want something like this that's a little bit higher. The dash is perfectly designed because it fits in the hole of the steering wheel. You see everything. Nothing is hidden. There's no hidden parts. Everything is open and obvious to read. To make steering wheels some weird shape like Tesla's, you can still make nice little round ones as long as the dash is designed with the steering wheel in mind so you don't lose any type of visibility. It doesn't particularly oversteer or understeer when you're taking corners. It's a pretty well thought out vehicle. You gotta realize they've been making them for 6 generations, so as with many Japanese companies, hey, they just perfect them over time. Now, if you wondered how Honda sold over 300,000 of these for each of the last 8-9 years, realize a couple of things. One, they're all made in the United States. And two, realize it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. For many people, the Honda Pilot is too big, but the Honda HR-V is too small. Well, for them, the CR-V is just right. I agree too. Like I said, I'm always a little fishy about little engines that are turbos. On the other hand, this isn't a Fiat or GM product. This is a Honda product. Their engines generally last forever if you take care of them. So I really wouldn't worry about that. And if you don't like the excess technology of a hybrid, don't buy a hybrid CR-V. You only get 1 mile a gallon better gas mileage on the highway. A lot better in the city, but only 1 on the highway. And if you don't want something as big as a Pilot or as little as an HR-V, hey, this is a very good choice. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Marcella says, I got a Toyota 5VZ engine, V6, and the fan bearings need replacing. It makes noise. Now, you can't replace the bearings. Nobody sells them. I got to buy the whole unit, and the whole unit costs 50 times more than the bearings should cost. You can go aftermarket. They'll cost a lot less. But unfortunately, a lot of the Chinese aftermarket fan clutch assemblies are crap and don't work worth beans. But from my experience, a company that sells good ones is Dorman, D-O-R-M-A-N. If you can find one for yours that Dorman makes, buy it. They stand behind their products. They're well made, and normally places like AutoZone, Pep Boys, whatever, they can get you Dorman products. The company stands behind and gives a warranty. If there is a problem, you get another one. I've been using Dorman products for decades, and generally have pretty good luck with them. You could go that route. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.